Welcome back to Potatoes, episode 13 of Empyrion Galactic Survival in Alpha 6. Today, I think we shall proceed forward and head towards more bases. I will also be working on the quests. You'll see I'm already on the drones. That will be self-explanatory in a few moments, because I am actually recording this episode slightly out of sequence, as I have done on occasion in the past. But I would like to go, or rather did go, as the case may be, to find the Talon base, which was the quest we started last episode, but ran shy on time to complete. I was able to successfully find that, but it became a bit of a circus. So, we'll proceed forward at this point, and you will see why. Well, we are approaching the only village that remains here on Aqua. With luck, this will be the Talon settlement. If it isn't, we will have to do some searching on other planets as we travel the system. We'll come down close, and all that the quests require. Oh, hello. Base nearby, so this is going to be fun to get to, certainly. Great. What is that anyway? I guess it's an outpost. Yeah, it's an outpost. Dodge and weave, in and out of the dark. Hopefully the village is not so close that we get shot as we come towards it. Certainly, I think it is in range. Well then, let's see how we can do this. I'm not sure. Where did it go? Okay, I see the drones over there, but... Yo, hey ho. Let's see if I can hide behind it. And looks like we can, okay. Just do enough to shoot the drones down if we can. Couple of them floating about. Is the other one coming towards us? Let's see. Looks like the other one, I think, is just orbiting the outpost. Keep our eyes on it. Yeah, it is. Okay. I have a feeling I may not be able to loot that one. Don't want to get too high. Yep. Yeah, if we get higher, it's going to be shooting us. So, Sality, that's alright. We got in at least. I'll go ahead and land us here, and then run in from the front. Get my weapon out, just in case the drone comes at us. I was not anticipating this coming to a civilian POI, I have to admit, but again, I did not pay that close attention on how close it actually was. Let's see. And I hear life forms here. I hear the growl. Hopefully there aren't any of those dog guys. Do I see anything moving about? No, I do not. Good. But that said, we are not getting an update. Oh wait, yes we are. We did get an update. Kill 3 times Talon Guardian. Alright. So good. This is the one we needed to take care of that quest. I am glad, because as I said, it is actually the only one remaining on this planet, since we already dismembered that other one. We did not get the update as we went in there, of course. So, okay, dog. You may die. Let's see. Take care of this guy. Come on, weapon, reload. I really think they slowed down the speed at which weapons reload in 6.0. It seems to be slower to me, but I don't know if that's actually the case or if it's because I've been over anxious, kinda, you know. So let's see. Let's get back in first person view. Third person view always is a remnant, of course, but I'll go ahead and take this spawner out. I think this is the one where the other guys came from. But we need to kill 3 of these other guys for the next update there. Raise your bad karma. I believe that's the second quest, because I noticed there is actually I got parasite. Darn it. And of course I don't have what I need to get rid of it. Okay, they came from behind, I guess. Ay vey. Let's see. They came out. Okay. Do I have them? I don't have the healing things I need, I don't think, for it. No, I don't. So let's see if we can pick off 3 of these guys, and then I'll just do a round trip back home, see what happens. Okay, are they the ones? Oh my. This is not good. Let's see. Our jetpack's up. And see if we can hit him in the head. That's 2. Hopefully these are the Talon Guardians. I'm not convinced they are, like I said, but we'll know in a moment. Because we killed 2 of them. The other ones appear to be stuck there. Well, okay. That makes life a little bit easier, doesn't it? We'll take care of them. And that was it. Alright. So bad karma is now completed. So that is another quest off of our list. Just go ahead and kill these, loot them. I'll clock the spawners as well. And then we'll do the same thing in return and likely disable this base. Disassemble it like we did the other one in the previous episode. We should just be using the pistol. I do have a tier 2 pistol now, which came from the large residential complex we were in. We have the 50 cal bullets we have overabundance of, which is not uncommon, of course, but move this stuff up. Hey, you. Okay. Anyway, loot these up, and then I'll be on my way back home to go and recover. And then we'll return and continue with this base. More loot left. Loot. Now I have read, actually, as I'm sitting here looting these guys, that part of the updates that they had done recently are that the corpses are supposed to despawn immediately when you loot them. Clearly they do not, but there were others also posting in there that they are not doing it unless they create a new game. Well, I'll give you a hint. At this point, I do not intend to start a new game because we do have quite a bit of time invested in this game already. So, see if we can get back home. Head the right directions this way. There's the abandoned mine. I think I will likely die on the trip back. I am not going to make it. I can see that already. So I will keep low to the ground, land the ship right before we die, so that way at least recovery of my items will not be an issue. In fact, what I think I will do is land right over here and dump all my stuff in the cargo holds. That way it will not be a time issue to get back before everything rots, because your corpse pack only lasts for approximately, I believe it's 25 minutes. So we'll go into main, we'll go in the cargo box, and put all this stuff in the cargo boxes. Quick rat, time is running out. And I'll just let myself die here and then return back home, heal up, and run out on foot. Not the most impressive display of adeptness, I suppose. I really should have had some medkits and such with me. Haven't really set up because this is, of course, not my final ship. It is basically a temporary device. Alright. Well, down to 57, 56. And die we shall. Let's see what else. I can babble here for a minute. I'll fade as we die. So you get to see the red letters. So exciting, right? But I'm glad, because I did note as I was finishing editing the episode yesterday that I had not gotten to this, and I had said I would do it. I had set this quest in the objectives, of course, but then we ran short on time by the time I was done putting the auto miners done. They are in front of me, as you can see, so perhaps I'll check those on the way back through, but I have not visited them as yet. In the meantime, I've been spending some time just at the ship. Put the furnace back down, which I'll show you when we respawn there. And there I go. Down I am. And the other thing is I started cranking out as many of the growth plots as I could. Looks like I'm going to need to get a bit more fiber for that because I am working on reaching towards, let's see, close station to respawn at the graveyard. That's correct. But I'm working on the corpse first, which is the space base. I will put that down first before I do the other capital vessel. That way we can place the ship. I think I had mentioned that. I don't know if it was last episode or the episode previous to that, but that's the plan. And as I am proceeding forward to look at this, I see that it is actually 2.5 miles away. Here we go again, kilometers away. So with that, I think I will just take the capital ship over there. As you can see, it's dark, so there's going to be lots of critters moving about, etc. But you can see as we go around the back. Actually, can't see because it's nighttime, but I spread some lights about the area, as well as the furnace, like I said, but that is directly behind us. We'll see that when we return, I guess. We'll go ahead and turn the movement back on, as well as the ground weapons. And anybody that decides to mess with us will regret it. It was interesting because it was light where the ship is, but it's still dark here with 8 minutes, so it's likely close to halfway around the planet. Kind of curious. I'm not actually certain how far of a diameter the planets actually are. I should try putting some markers on opposite sides, and just for curiosity's sake, to see the actual size. But as you can see, the ship is indeed firing, even though we're, I don't know, a couple hundred meters in the air, I dare say. So that being the case, there is most certainly predatory life in the area, even though there are very few drones. And drones, actually, is another topic I can chatter about. It does not seem that the drones are respawning on this planet either. I have not received any further attacks on my base from the drones. They were coming for a while. I believe you witnessed a few of them, but the smoke puffs we saw as we were returning from the village last episode is actually the last sign of base attack drones I have seen in the game. Now, with that said, it was known there was a problem with them a while back, at 6.0's release, and I believe they had fixed that as well. However, that was specifically noted by Man of War that you do in fact need to create a new save game to have the endless drone waves on your base. So that being the case, we will not have those on this planet. I'm not certain whether or not we will see that on the playfield if we go to a different region or not. We'll have to experiment with that, but our drones may be a limited number. And with that in mind, I know one of the other solo missions is actually to, let's see, one of them is for drones. Here we go, drone hunter. Go ahead and activate this one now, because this requests that we kill a rocket drone, minigun, cannon, plasma, and space drone. That shouldn't be as much of a problem because they are pretty much splattered throughout the galaxy, but that way, as we continue killing drones, as there is at least one other in that area as we witnessed, we will not have to be concerned about it. Okay, and there we go. Have our ship back. Bit damaged, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and level off, even though as I think about it, oops, I don't believe the CV is actually leveled off, but actually let's just leave the capital vessel there for a moment. We'll go take out that other drone. Let's see, where was the village? Over there. Well, we made it more than halfway back, I guess. Go plug that last drone and then collect our other stuff. And grab the capital vessel on the way back to base after I do my harvesting and base deconstruction from the village. I do intend to eradicate every single POI on this planet by the time we leave. The drone base I will test. I did find it on the map flying around. They do not actually appear as a waypoint on the map, but I did mark it. There's actually another. Was that the base that was shooting at us? Or was that a different base? Yeah, I guess that is the one that was shooting at us, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, it sure was. I guess it's an outpost. Wonder if I'm going to be able to harvest the entire base. We may not be able to because it might be too close. I may have to take the outpost out first. So let's see, how many rockets do I have left? Not many. Let's see if we can take out its turrets at least temporarily. Can't hardly see them. Let's see. Hit it. Yep, sure did. On rat, aim true. Okay. There's two of them. Okay, drone, shut up. I'm taking a bunch of damage. I have a funny feeling I'm going to have to replace a few blocks in the ship by the time we get back. These are not guided missiles on this ship as yet, so my aim is not that great. With that, there's no doubt. Jeez, crow. Oh, come on. I know I hit it that time, for Pete's sakes. Come on. Okay, very good. That one's out. Last one. Hey. Oh, I'm out of rockets, no wonder. It says I have 2 rockets left, but I guess it only loads one at a time, so okay, we'll switch to miniguns. know I'm safe for the base at this point, but I'd like to take out that other turret and go get that other core while we're here. Take it out. What I really should do is just bring the capital ship over, I suppose, but... Hey... What the heck? I was hitting up. Wonder if it's hitting the wall. It's just going to... As well take out that spawner. Come on, why is this thing... See, now I am hitting the rotate hard right now, and the right arrow, and the stupid thing is stuck. Collision boxes are definitely a little... or substantially larger, I should say, than they appear. Okay. That spawner, very good. Don't care about you guys, can just die. You die. Alright. Oh, level off. Now we can just land, okay. It's like... Oh, look at that, another troop transport. Okay, we'll take care of that one then. I don't care about the transport itself. I do care about the rockets, however. Oh my. What the hell? Oh, he blew my ship up. Well, that didn't go quite as planned, did it? Okay then. I guess I'll bring the capital vessel after all, because that will take care of all these critters. So, respawn back at the graveyard. This is definitely becoming a much rougher area, or much rougher episode than I had intended. I dare say that's a pretty obvious statement at this point. But with that said, you know, stuff happens sometimes. There are times it cannot be avoided. Come up. Okay, graveyard. Let's extend your reach and take care of those baddies. No more of that. Hopefully my small vessel will not be toast. If it is, I will simply respawn it. We'll break it down and use the blocks and such, of course, but so it won't be a complete loss. But it clearly has clocked a number of the pieces in it, which is certainly not what we intended, as I already said. Bring us in a little closer here. I should make sure, I suppose, are my weapons on? Yes, they are. Okay. That would have been my next thing, is I would have flown in without the weapons being active and ended up standing there taking a lot of damage for nothing. And being that we're nearby the village here, I think we'll likely take care of all three of these bases this episode, since we're already working on the outpost there. Let's see, what is it shooting at? It's probably shooting at the other turret, I dare say. Let's go ahead and take care of that. That way we won't have to worry about it. Come on, choose your target wisely, ship. It's not exactly like the cemetery will be. That thing I'll be able to just come and hover over the top of it. You'll hardly get a scratch because it's so powerful, but this one is, again, underpowered because it's basically just a starter CV. Okay, there we go, I think. Has it stopped shooting? Yes, it has. Okay, then. So, let's just go ahead and land this guy. And again. So we can level off a little bit. And now we'll turn the engines off because will be residential in this spot for a little while as we take care of these 3 bases. Run out and see how our ship is. With my luck, it probably blew apart the cargo container. Okay, I'm back at the panel. The core is actually still here, but so is the cargo container, so all my items are intact. That's reassuring. We now have 30 gold, most likely from completion of that other quest as well. So what I'm going to do, I will be dismantling all this as I said, but I think I will definitely reconstruct this vessel. Now, however, I will just turn it off and let it sit here because it is under the shadowing protection of our capital vessel. Oops. No. Why? There we go. Well, it almost survived, huh? Okay, get our weapons back out. Pistol, rifle, sniper. Now I'm going to run over to that outpost as the first base I'm going to need to deal with, because I would like to work down and get that core. Speaking of which, why don't we bring one with us? And like the last time when I forgot to bring one, I will bring that with us this time. Should probably bring some health kits. I have those as well. Not a lot, but enough. So here we'll cross. We'll head towards the outpost. It's only 100 meters away. Should, I think, still be in the shadow of the range of the capital vessel. So we'll see if we can get in here. Unfortunately, I have a fairly low amount. I really haven't crafted many of the healing devices, but with luck we'll have enough to get down and at least take the core out. I do have one with me in my inventory, and then we'll have this base, and like I said, we'll hang out in this area for a while. I am unfortunately a bit low on ammunition as well. I need to acquire a bit more magnesium before I can do a lot more, but this episode is not going to be the mine for certain, which is one thing I was planning to do. But, as I was running over just before this is when I actually, just for sake of time frame, is when I recorded the beginning of the episode, so just so you have a clue there. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so I actually don't need the food right now, so put the explosive charge and open the door. Come on, and open the door. There we go. Far enough away from that at least, so let's see what's in here. Sooner or later there's going to be somebody shooting at me, I know that's coming. Where's the gun? Okay, I guess this room is relatively safe. A little surprised actually. That's interesting. Spawner is just sitting there, but not spawning. Now I'm confused. You suppose the base are the lights on? Let's see if you turn my light off. Yeah, it appears to be on, right? I was thinking maybe the... Oh, chirp from my phone, okay. Texting with my daughter a little bit, I admit. You cannot change the server. You cannot change. Okay, so yeah, I can't. Okay, I'll shoot this up, I guess. I'm surprised it didn't spawn anything. I'm very surprised, in fact. Not complaining, actually, after what we went through in order to get here. 2 spawners not spawning things. Well, the look on my face, I don't know how to explain it because I can't see my own face, of course, but suffice it to say, it's one of surprise, I'm sure you can imagine. Okay, I do hear, at least I think I hear some movement. Not going to loot anything until I take the core out yet, but actually I probably should, just in case I blow it up inadvertently from elsewhere. Oh, more growing plots, we like that, certainly. As I was commenting already, that there's a bunch, probably done by now, but there's a bunch in the factory even as we speak, on the graveyard. And around this way. And boom. Okay, got the timer off. Should time it. I want to say it's like 5 seconds, but I'm not exactly sure. Okay. Oh, one of you guys. Okay, then. He's definitely ignoring me for the moment. I wonder if I can get him from outside. I don't have any big weapons as yet. I don't have the... I didn't even make the rocket launcher. Perhaps I should have. I'd like to have that as backup sometimes. Okay, if I'm not mistaken though, he's too big to fit through this hole. I'll be able to shoot me, of course, but I think I'll be able to skirt the edge. I have seen a few other people do it since they have changed the graphic. Okay, wrong. He can indeed, can he? Hit him in the head. More damage. They've also changed the way the spawners work, I will add as well. Yes, they do not always spawn 3 like they used to. Now they can spawn anywhere between 1 and I think 4 or 5 even. I'm not sure what the high-end limit is. But when you see them around, they do not always have exactly 3. So it does sort of change your tactics a little bit, as you don't always know quite what to expect, even when you do see a beastie or a spawner about the area. Okay. Pretty sure this is just a small outpost anyway, but okay. Now I see 2 spawners in there with 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, it looks like. Okay. Better continue healing up a little more before I go and mess with them. I can make the small med packs, of course. Let's see, we gotta be careful blasting it because we also do not want to blow up loot containers. This is definitely different than the last time I had seen it. I know they have reworked many of them. Apparently this one was among them. There were 2 that actually did the reworks. Lift Pizzas is one well-known person who did many of them. Oh boy, and I'm trying to remember who the other person was now. It's a name I hadn't heard really before. Does not, I don't believe, has a channel. I would like to give him credit. I'll have to figure that out and state that by the end of the episode, because I had known it at one point. So, weapons all loaded. No, of course not. Let's see if we can do this without getting ourselves killed. We'll hide over here at any rate for them to come around. So I imagine they will come through the door once it blows. Okay, I'm coming. You coming? I'm ready for you. Where are you? There you are. Knew that was coming. Heal, heal. I'm not sure if we're gonna make this or not. We may have to do a little run. Ooh, a large med pack. That will help. Should have brought some of the textured plants with me, I guess, because they are an instant heal. They're not a wait like the med packs actually are. Really should learn to bring those with me as well, I suppose, because I have a whole bunch of them in the ship. Okay. Some credits. I'll take the credits. A little more healing. Load the weapon. See if I can take... I think there's one of them left. Yeah, there he is. I can take out the spawners quick. Come on. Go, 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 go. One. Okay. And then the other room, sounds like there is another one of those droid guys. There's the spawner, however, so that we might be able to blow up before fighting him. Before that, however, I am going to heal up a little bit. See what's in this loot container. There's some goodies. Rifle upgrade kit. Sniper upgrade kit. Beautiful. Multi-CO2 multi-tool. Okay. I like the upgrade kits especially. So the rifle upgrade I'm using, as you can see down here. Actually, I guess you can't see there, but here I am using a rifle or the assault rifle, which is basically the rifle kit, and the sniper kit. I said that wrong. The snipers for the sniper kit, and then the rifle. Yeah, I guess I did say that right. Okay. A little more health. Got one more explosive pack with us, and then we can blast that apart. Of course, doing active bases like this, I'm not just fading out and coming back when it's done. I'll likely do that for when we break it down, but the other thing I should do is, I'm pretty sure, is it in here? Can't open it yet. I think the core is actually inside this spot. Not sure if I should. I think I'll take the spawner out first to be sure, because I do have one more stack of the explosives, and then I'll blow the core. I have to be careful, because at least in the past, behind here and on the other side as well, they had additional storage containers, so I would rather not blow those up if I can avoid it. Okay, take one more med kit. Check our weapons again, make sure it's fully loaded. Okay, there it is. I emptied this one just so I wouldn't blow it up by mistake, so we'll blow the door. And I'll get out the sniper. Good luck I can take that out before he gets me. Am I hitting it? I think I'm hitting it. It is just a tier 1 sniper rifle, of course, so I don't doubt that I may not be. At least it's not aggroing the robot itself. Far enough away, thankfully. I guess I'm not in line of sight, apparently. So good. I can hang out here and take my time and hopefully hit it. Come on. Mouse may be a little oversensitive for this. There we go. Now it's hitting it. Okay. Let me get in here. Alright, the hell with it. I know I have enough to just take this gun out. plug in a few times. One. Reload. The guy sitting on the edge there. Okay. Could be another one. We'll rearm just to be sure. And apparently not. Looks like only two. This should bring us back around to the entranceway, I believe. Okay, more bullets. The type I don't need more bullets of, naturally. It's always the way, isn't it? Okay. It's not the one I looted, is it? I'm not getting a loot. Oh, there we go. A few more loot icons. Okay. Now, take the other explosives and see if I am still correct on where the core is. Put it here. And see what happens when it blows. And here it comes. Okay, that was indeed the core. Alright, so now we can take our core. Where's our core? Didn't I take one out with me? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. My base. Alrighty. Now we can start looting haphazardly and collapsing things and the like. Maybe this guy, a bunch of ore. Is that it's texture tool? Actually, a little surprised it all fit, to be honest with you. Multi-tool, disassemble, and loot and harvest. Let's see. Some sathium, bullets, T2 projectile pistol. I'll take that. Although not without unloading first, apparently. I was going to say I'll take that simply because I have one already, but I like to have at least one backup set just in case of emergency. So, at this point, I will continue as I had stated before. 1, 2, and back here, I think. Yes. So that's pretty much the entirety of this base. It is a very small base, so I will collapse this and then come back with you in a little bit. And as I'm returning to my base, or actually returning to the new base, the outpost, occurs to me that I think I will actually dismantle the prefab ship here right now. That way it can work on its time. May not be much time anyway after I put the blocks in it, as far as returning it to service, because I prefer not to be without a small vessel if I can avoid it. The other base is certainly not a rush at this point, as I said, since we now own it. But speaking of blueprints and the like, though, I will proceed forward as well to say that I did actually move the lights. If you look behind the turret, these 3 plates here, 1, 2, 3, are in fact covering where I installed the spotlights. There was enough room in there to place them, and that way it is still sealed, yet they're not viewable from the inside. Before I started this episode, I also entered creative mode and altered the blueprint for it, so the new update for the blueprint is actually on Steam for that within my Steam library. So with that, I shall continue as I had said before and collapse this and the other base, and then I'll show you what we got. As you can see, my inventory is empty right now. I've just been other than what I just clicked off this, of course, but I did put everything else within cargo boxes in the ship already, so I will be doing several runs, no doubt, by the time I am done. Well, much as I anticipated, upon entering all the blocks from the old one, I was able to spawn this immediately. I did actually take a few minutes in between spawning it, however, and went back into creative and changed the blueprint, so it will also now spawn exactly like this if you choose to use my T1 altar. I did do a minor alteration to what I had been using and put 3 of the Gatling guns instead of 3 of the rocket turrets, since we had 2 rockets left before, as you may recall. Seemed an even number would make more sense. Plus, the Gatling guns are much more economical on ammunition for crafting as well. In addition, I found 2 blocks as I was disassembling it that were just spacer blocks in the core, so I threw a couple more cargo things in there because cargo containers are certainly helpful. You know, never mind having those. I had the 4 cargo box 3s previously, and as you may recall, a couple episodes ago, I had one of them blown off the bottom of the ship because they are not in protection. However, these 2, so these can be a quick catch-all. These 2 are actually in the very center of the ship, so they're very safe. So your more valuable loot that you may get if you happen to use this vessel, that would be the wise choice as to where to place them. So with that, I will simply land it and then disable the base, as I've been chattering about that I'm going to do shortly. Just got sidetracked for a little bit. Somehow that's very easy for me to get sidetracked in this game. It's just so much to do with so much going on, as all you other players likely are aware as well. And as you can see, or actually you can't because the waypoint is still there, but that base, the outpost, is now gone. It's just a hole in the ground. So at this point, I will turn my eyes over to the village next door. There's the hole. And clear this out. Give us some more growing plots at the very least, as well as a bunch more wood, which, again, as the other one, is not much interest to me really, as I do not use wood that much, but I will collapse this one as well while we are here, and then we'll continue. I did bring the camera back on as we're going through the entrance, as I am not certain if there are any spawners left. I want to say there are still some of those dog critters running around. Yep, sure are. There they are. Getting those and head towards the spawner as quick as possible. Hopefully they don't get me sick. I'm actually surprised because I thought the ship would hit them. It did in fact hit them here. They still stick on the ramp, so that's good to know. So, if more spawn as I continue this, in that case, then the ship should nail them. But there's definitely a spawner for these over to our left. Let's see if I can take that out before they respawn. Maybe it's this one here. That looked to be about where they arrived from, isn't it? Alright. Now I think the base is clear. Do a quick loop around with you, just to see if there's any more excitement, as it were. But I believe that's the last spawn. This is one of the older patterns. Oh, which reminds me, Frigid Man is the second name that I couldn't recall earlier that had redone many of the bases. Again, I'm not certain if that one was among them or not, but he is the other, aside from Lift Pizzas, who had reworked a lot of them. Hopefully they were paid. Somehow I'm not anticipating they were. As you know from, 2 episodes ago now, I guess, I kind of crossed my support-minded self in the way they were behaving. Members answering questions, members writing things, and the information they were giving was misleading at best. It's not what I call great support. But with that said, I will have to admit I will proceed forward to also say that I do love the game, as you can tell, as I am continuing to play it, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. And the last step, of course, to prepping before dismantling the base will be to blow the core, which I believe is right about here where I'm standing, but underneath, so I'll go ahead and use a few more of these explosive devices. The wood should disappear very quickly. We'll see what's underneath and get us to the core to blow that. Just wanted to show you all where the core is as well in this. I've done this in the past, but it's been a while, and again, I don't know what's been changed exactly. And the answer is it's a generator and fuel tank. Okay then, I don't see the core here. I certainly don't care about the wood, but is there one row or two? Let's try back over here a little bit, see what happens. We have several of these still, before crafting more, of course. And aha, well, let's continue trying this. We'll try back here. Don't want to blow up the container, of course, so I'll go ahead and loot this just in case. Don't want any mistakes, of course. Put one on the back wall, which will likely lose that statue, but so be it. And we'll put one on the front wall as well. If these don't work, I will do further searching. Well then, I don't know where the core is. Doesn't that make me feel silly? Well, I tried finding it by another method. You can see it's getting dark, so I'll make this quick for now, but I figured that it would have to be under something with 2 levels, because we can see the one level of the concrete all the way through. So I drilled all the way underneath, and actually came out the other side and found nothing. So I thought, okay, well, this is different. I wasn't sure where to look, but then I opened my eyes, and up here, the only other place, there it is, right in the corner there. So I'll go ahead and take that out and then place our core in, but I just thought I'd point out to you viewers, because this is not where it used to be. I am absolutely certain that I've taken this base, or one that looked almost identical to it, and the core was in fact down here with the generator and such. Of course, once I take this guy out and place my own core in, and it may very well collapse when the player's structural integrity comes out, but for the most part I'm not that concerned. All I really wanted to do is gain the growth plots, since I am cranking out as many of those as possible. So we'll just go ahead and take this out and see what happens once I do that. Alright, now I should be able to place the core. I think I'll be intelligent about this, if that's possible anyway, and place it in the corner where I have not dug out from underneath. And just for kicks, go in and take a peek at the structural integrity. And okay, we're still looking pretty green, so maybe I won't have a collapse. That's good. That often occurs with many of the POIs. It has in the past, certainly. I've done that before, but that is another thing that I was not certain what may have changed with Alpha 6. So I'll go through and continue this, and then be back. Well, standing on top of our ship here, we can certainly see the swath that I cut across underneath the silly thing, but with that said, it is now gone. It would have been a lot easier if it had looked like this, I suppose, wouldn't it? We have, in fact, collected everything from the base. These are basically what I received from it. It's much simpler and fewer items, though there was some loot, including some more saphium, a couple of auto miner cores, which is good. It occurs to me that perhaps I can try the auto miners on the moon to get the saphium. Last time I checked, which was a little while ago now, a couple days of course, I was still not receiving resources from the deposits there. But it occurs to me if an auto miner might actually work, so I will give that a shot in between episodes before we move on. And then the loot that we received, let's see, go in our menu here, in the first base, the outpost, and see what we had there. Some of which was food, which I just let rot, granted, because I'm still cranking to go for more growing plots. I'm sure it's done by now, but I have crafted another couple hundred of them while I was working on that. This also came from the first base, as well as these blocks. So we had quite a bit going. We'll see what happens with the cores, like I said. If we can get that going, then we'll move on next episode to the abandoned mine, which is also nearby. In fact, I'll go ahead and make a waypoint to it right now. See exactly how nearby, but it's much closer to where we are now than our base is, because our base... I thought it was this way. Oh, I guess it's the other direction, actually. Okay. Kind of get turned around, sort of. We're close if I go around the other direction, I guess. Almost exactly halfway around the world from our base, actually, aren't we? Not quite. I don't know. What I do know, though, is that I'm okay. It's the world that's all wrong. It's just a matter of perspective. I thank you very much for watching, and take care.